There has been much controversy about the fact that Facebook has lost a lot of their value in the past few years. Is it true that Facebook is dying? Let's find out. Before we can find out why it is dying, let us first look at Facebook itself. This social media platform was founded in 2004 by Mark Zuckerberg and his Harvard College students and roommates. Eduardo Saverin, Andrew McCullum, Dustin Moskovitz, and Chris Hughes. It was restricted to Harvard students only, but later on, in 2006, access was allowed to other North American universities. It was also available to people over the age of 13. As of 2020, Facebook had about 2.8 billion monthly active users. However, there have been recent signs that it is slowly dying. As much as it still has an audience and active users, it has become less cool than it was back in 2010. One other thing is that it has definitely become less popular in this modern world, especially among Generation Z. Even though it no longer has the interest of younger people, it has managed to remain one of the leading platforms when it comes to sales and advertising. Over the years, many companies have managed to attract customers through Facebook, mainly because of Facebook advertising. This is what keeps it going. But when you look at the future of Facebook, it is not as promising as you would think. The company, which was recently renamed Meta, is working day and night to try and save itself from coming to an end. However, it does not seem to be working no matter what they do. Facebook has had a couple of challenges, and they are seriously losing fans. But why would it come to an end? One of the reasons is that Facebook has to pay a total of $90 million. This large bill is for it to settle a class action lawsuit that has been going on for decades. This lawsuit was filed after the company was found to be doing something that was somewhat illegal. It was found that Facebook was tracing the users' activities across the internet, even if they had already logged out of the platform. This lawsuit is the largest ever since the social media company was started. One of the lawsuit firms, DeSella Levitt Gutzler, said, if approved, the agreement will also rank among the 10 largest data privacy class action settlements in the United States. When the Meta spokesperson, Drew Pusateri, was giving a statement about the lawsuit, he said, reaching a settlement in this case, which is more than a decade old, is in the best interest of our community and our shareholders, and we're glad to move past this issue. This lawsuit will definitely leave a significant mark on Meta, which is now the parent company of Facebook. This case, filed in 2012, is mainly connected to an update by Facebook, known as Open Graph. The update was released in 2010. Its primary function was to keep an eye on the user's activities and interests across the internet. This information was then made available to the user's friends. As part of the new update, Facebook also added a like button as a plugin on sites across the internet. The primary purpose of this like button plugin was to help Facebook gather data about the user's activity on that site, mainly with the help of cookies. However, this was reported to happen regardless of whether the user had actually used the button or whether they even knew it was there. When the matter became public, the company tried to cover up the crime by claiming that it would not collect user-identifying cookies about a user's activity on partner websites while logged out of Facebook. However, when research on this matter was carried out, it was found that Facebook did not actually do as they said. It was discovered that they collected some identifying cookies on the user's internet activity, even if they were logged out of Facebook. This led to the lawsuit now set to bring them down hard. One of the main reasons Facebook is on a dying path is that it has had a substantial decline in daily users. Since the beginning of Facebook, it has never experienced such a remarkable decline in users. According to a report given, since 2019, the number of Facebook users between the ages of 13 and 19 has decreased by an insane 13%. Furthermore, it is said to see a drop of 45% within the next 2 years. It has also been discovered that users between 20 and 30 years old have also declined by about 4% within the same time frame. Since 2012, Facebook has had the issue of attracting users under the age of 30. However, this problem has been experiencing a surge over the past few years. According to a report by TFI, it was clear from Meta's fourth quarter earnings that the number of daily users had declined for the first time ever. This even made the company's profits decline by a whopping 8% to $10.28 billion in the December 2021 quarter. This is a drop from $11.21 billion in the same period. This is a clear indication that Meta's end is slowly approaching. Something else that has led to the decline in users, which also led to the end of Facebook, is the switching of users to other social media platforms. Most social media users who used to rely on Facebook have now switched to Instagram, YouTube, and Snapchat. According to research done by the Pew Research Center, it is evident that over half of US teens, mainly between the ages of 13 and 17, prefer using other social media platforms such as Instagram, YouTube, and Snapchat, as opposed to using Facebook. These are the three most commonly used social media platforms, with YouTube being used by 85%, Instagram by around 72%, and Snapchat by about 69%. Accessing TV-like content through Snapchat and YouTube has become easier on smartphones than on Facebook. Nowadays, you will mostly find published and promoted content in Facebook's news feed. This has pissed off a lot of users, leading them to move to other social media platforms. When some people were asked about it, they claimed that Facebook is not as entertaining as it once was. One said, "Facebook used to be a terrific place to check in on your friends, see their photos, and read hilarious and interesting articles. There are fewer and fewer genuine people these days, and the news is full of sensationalism, very political, and false stuff." Another thing that may have led to Facebook's death is that Apple disrupted the ad revenue market for Facebook. Facebook, now known as Meta, seems to be going through anxiety since Apple introduced its new privacy policy. Apple passed a policy requiring all apps to ask the users for their permission to track activity and share it with other apps or websites. This is mainly done by collecting their identifier for advertisers, IDFA tags. The IDFA tag is a unique device identifier that creates a virtual database of each user, using cookies and tracking pixels. This will mostly have an impact on Facebook's ad revenue. The ad revenue of Facebook is currently the second largest digital ad platform in the world, right after Alphabet incorporated Google. There has been speculation that this new policy by Apple could cost Meta about $10 billion in ad revenue this year. In February, Meta CFO, David Wayner said, "The impact of iOS overall as a headwind on our business in 2022 is on the order of $10 billion. Meta, Facebook's parent company, is already going through many struggles. And recently, they have had a hard time after recent revelations that the company will capitalize on hate content given the current situation between Russia and Ukraine. Also, the fact that they have directed most of their resources to build a new virtual reality world is seriously draining them as it causes more issues. Given all this, we can say that Facebook is slowly dying. And unless they find a solution to everything, the future is not so promising for them." And that brings us to the end of the video. Feel free to tell us your thoughts on this in the comments section below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more exciting videos. Make sure you hit the bell icon to turn on your notifications and never miss out on any of our videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time.